All right. I'd like to welcome everybody to Ironside Lunch and Learn. This week's parasha is Parashat Bamidbar. It's the fourth book of the Chumash, 4 out of 5. And it starts over there with the counting of the Jews. It says over there, Se'u et rosh kol adat b'nei Yisrael mishpachotam lebet avotam v'mispar shemot kol zachar lebgvulotam. In other words, it says over there, count each person in the nation of Israel according to their families, according to the father's household. We learn over there that when you take over somebody's plot or whoever's going to get the inheritance is according to the father, not according to the mother. And Rashi over there says that the counting of the Jews, the reason why they were counting it, is because they were very precious to God. Just like a rich man likes to count his jewels or his money, so the God always likes to count the Jews because they're very precious to him. That's what Rashi says over there. And he counts them several places. First time he counted the Jews was when we left Egypt, Yetziat Mitzrayim. The second time was after the Chet of Da'egel, after the golden calf. He counted them again after the death of the 3,000 plus people. Also, when they built the Mishkan, we were talking about it, the whole Sefer Vayikra, it happened on the 1st of Nisan. 1 month after that, the 1st of Iyar, Hashem also counted them again. Why? Because the Shekhinah, a certain type of holiness, was going to come down. So before he was going to enlist that type of holiness, he counted the Jews again. The total number in this week's parasha tells us 603,550 men. It says men over 20. Of course, there were women, children, people over 60, the Leviim that weren't counted. So it was several million. But the men were 603,550. The way that they were set up, this whole parasha discusses on their formation, how the Jews were in the desert, and they would be in 4 camps of 3 tribes each. And they have a specific place of how they would be. And the way that they were set up is the way that they would travel. The same way that they camped is the same way that they traveled. Each camp had its own flag. Each flag had its own color. Some of them had its own image on it. For example, we have over there the one that has an image of a donkey. That's Shevet Yisachar. Then we have over there one that has an image of a lion. That's Shevet Yehuda. There's one also that has an image of wolf. That's Binyamin, Ze'ev. So, and there's also, on each flag, it had Hashem's name. The name, Yud K, Vav K, in 12 different formations. So each tribe had a different formation of that name. Now, the Pasuk says over there about the Jewish tribes in the desert, Kasher Yachanu Ken Yisau. The same way that they stationed themselves, the same way that they park, is the same way that they would travel. Something very interesting about that concept, the same way that you station yourself is the same way that you travel. It says, when do we station ourselves during the week? Typically it's on Shabbat. On Shabbat is when we rest. What do we do on Shabbat? On Shabbat we are almost like on the best Jewish behavior that we can be. We go to shul, we study, we do a lot of mitzvot, we do a lot of seudot. So over here we say the same way that we behave on Shabbat. Ken Yisau, on the weekday, act the same way. Also study a lot, pray a lot, be connected to the Kedusha. As a matter of fact, Shabbat gives flavor for the entire week. The way you keep Shabbat is the way the entire week comes out. There's an example. If there's a cup of water, that's the week. If you take a tea bag, that's Shabbat. As you put the tea bag in the water, what happens? More color, more color, more color in the water. It gives clear water, color. So that's what you do. The more you keep Shabbat, the more the week, you can feel the essence of it. Another concept about Kasher Yachanu Ken Yisau, the same way that you station yourself is the same way that you travel. It goes to, welcome. It goes to the concept of how people are when they're at home and how people are when they're on vacation. For example, when somebody is at home, they try to, welcome. When people are at home, they act a certain way. They keep kashrut, they go to shul, they go to minyan. They have a routine, a good Jewish routine. What happens when it comes to when they go on vacation?
Sorry, you everybody eat already? We're not hungry.
Yes.
My goodness.
So when
Or made so ugly, did they give it to me? Oh, sorry.
So when you're at home, you act a certain way. You behave a certain way. You have your whole routine. Let's just say your whole Jewish routine. Certain times when you go on vacation, what happens? You become a little lackadaisical. All of a sudden your kashrut is not 100%. All of a sudden, it's just a salad, it's just cheese, it's just tuna. Or sometimes you say, you don't wake up from minyan like you would wake up every day 7:30. All of a sudden, maybe you'll wake up, you'll just do Shema Yisrael and Amidah at 9 o'clock. So it says over here, Kasher yachanu kenisao, the same way that you act at home, act when you're away. When you're moving, when you're on vacation. Or sometimes when people go on business trips. It's the same thing, same concept. They have their routine when they're home, close to their shul, close to their family, close to their people. When they go on a business trip, it's like all bets are off. So they say over here, no, the same way that you act at home, act when you're away. So it was a beautiful concept. There's another thing, and when the Parasha continues, it says, I'll read you two pesukim and I'll explain it. Two little excerpts from the Parasha. It says, "Uminsa Mishkan." When the Mishkan started to travel, the Mishkan is the Yoridu oto Alevim, uvechanot Mishkan yakimu ot Alevim. The people that are responsible for taking the Mishkan, the traveling temple, they're the ones that are going to take it apart, and the Leviim are the ones that are also going to put it together. V'hakrav yumat, and anybody else that comes to do this job, their punishment, death. Let's go to the next pasuk. V'chanu b'nei Yisrael ish al machaneu v'ish al diglo l'tzivotav. And the Jewish people, when they stationed themselves, each one stayed in his own camp, and each one stayed in his own flag. Each one stays to their own area. What is the Torah trying to tell us over here? What's the unique message that they're saying over here? It says, let's just say somebody who's not a Levi comes and it says, I want to help. I want to take apart the Mishkan. The Levi tells him, excuse me, that's my job. You can't take my job. That's what I'm doing. You have your purpose, you have your function, I have my function. Don't come. Not only that, to the point that if you're going to touch all these holy articles, you're liable to get punished, let alone possibly even die. The job of putting together and taking apart the Mishkan belongs to the Levi. And it continues to say that wherever they are, they should stay in their areas and they should stay in their camp, they shouldn't go outside of it. So we learn from here that when the person gets a job, they're not allowed to mix their jobs or position. Even the Leviim. The Leviim had different jobs. One of them was to protect the wood, the tarp, all the different articles of the Kedusha. And another Levi had a different type of job. His was to carry. So imagine the Levi comes and says, let me watch it and now you go carry. No. Your job was to do that. You are perfect for that job position. You are perfect for that, you are chosen for that particular position. You cannot switch it around, even though you are a Levi. We're not talking about an Israel that wants to do a Levi's job. Because the way that they got appointed is that each family had a specific talent, they had a specific quality, and they saw that in them, and they appointed them to do a certain position. And they can't go back and forth with them. What do we learn from here? Give me an example. Out of the Levi family, there was a family called the Gershonim. They were in charge of the Mishkan, the Ohel, the Masach, the Mishpachat Kehat, another Levi family. They were in charge of the Aron, the Shulchan, the Menorah, the Klei Kodesh, in other words, the Ark, the table, the Menorah. Each one had specific items that they were only allowed to touch. Mishpachat Merari, Kershem Mishkan, Amudav, Kershav, they were in charge of the wooden poles. They were in charge of the things to erect the poles. So each one had a specific job. Now, why is it so important that this family do this particular position and nobody else? It comes to teach us person's purpose in life. Let me explain to you. Each person has a talent in life. And you have to find your talent. You have to know what you're good at. Once you find your talent in life, you should pursue it, because that is going to be your true happiness. I'll give you an example. Let's just say you're an artist. Your true gift is to paint. But now you know that the place to make money right now is to be a real estate agent. So what do? You go and you see a real successful real estate agent and you tell him, you know what, I want to work with you. It's not your passion. It's not what you're about. It's not what your soul is about. But because you know it's a good business right now in Miami, you're going to become a real estate agent. They're telling us here, don't do that. It's not about chasing what somebody else's talent is. Find out what your talent is. Find out what your purpose is in life. That's how you're going to find the happiness. Not only at work, not only when you try to find what your passion is and how to work, what your job is, also in Avodat Hashem. When it comes to worshiping Hashem, there's different ways. As you know, there's Chabad, there's different sects of the Jewish religion that worship Hashem, one through intellect, one through Hasidut, one through dry law. Some are colder, some are warmer. Each one has a different avenue. Breslev is another avenue. Each one has a different way of worshiping Hashem. They say sometimes you get a guy that walks into Chabad doesn't feel nothing. A guy that works into a Hasidic congregation and he doesn't feel anything. And vice versa. Sometimes you get a guy that gets to Chabad and all of a sudden he comes alive. You go to Breslev, all of a sudden he feels it. Why? Because each person emotionally also has a different way. You got to find what's your box in life. You got to find out where you shine in life, not somebody else's. Sometimes you look at other people because it works for them. And it might work for you too, but you have to find out what works for you, both spiritually and secularly. What is your passion as your job, and what is your passion on how to work God the right way? Keep in mind, there's certain people that can do law. They can chew up books about law. And there's some people, the artist can't even open up that book. He needs colors, he needs music. It's two different ways of living. You can't ask an artist to be a lawyer, and a lawyer most of the time cannot be an artist. It's two different energies. Same thing. A guy that likes Hasidut is not a guy that's going to go completely to dry law and the cold way of approach to Hashem. There's different ways. Over here we learn that with the Levim had to stay with the Levim, and even within the families they couldn't switch positions. They were handpicked for those roles because they had the qualities for those roles. So in life you got to find out what's your quality and stick to it and discover yourself, not through other people but through your own experience, both in spiritually and in the mundane. There's two last points I thought were very, very interesting. The Ark, all these holy articles of the Mikdash, some of them were from solid gold. Some of them were very heavy. One thing is the Aron, the Ark. Inside of it had the tablets, it had the broken tablets, and itself was covered in gold. I mean, it was a heavy piece. The rabbi tells it was easily 4 to 5 tons in weight. Over 5,000 pounds in weight. Easily. I can get you the exact calculation if I really look into it, but easily 4 to 5 tons. And basically it was on a pole, and 4 people are going to carry this ark. Interestingly enough, though, nobody gave their back to the ark. So if the ark is here, 2 people are facing it this way, and the other 2 people are facing it. So they're facing each other. So their backside is always facing out. Interesting. However, when these 4 Levim were asked to carry the ark, you hear nothing about any resistance, any questioning. They walked over to a 5-ton piece of furniture, ready to lift it. No questions asked. Can you think about it? I mean, if I saw something like that, I would just look at it and say, I don't think I can lift that. I don't think all 4 of us can do that. How come they didn't have that feeling? How come they didn't question? Not only that, they didn't know it, but they're not carrying the ark. The ark carries itself. What's interesting here with the four men that came to pick up the ark is, first of all, their emunah. Secondly, the fact that they believe that if that's what they're supposed to do, they're going to go do it. Thirdly, they showed their hishtadlut. What's hishtadlut? They made an effort. Meaning, no matter what, they're going to go and try. Whether they're going to be successful or not is a different story. The fact that they said that they were told to do it, they were going to do it. Whether they're going to pick it up, not pick it up, heavy, not heavy, they were going to go do their hishtadlut. And eventually the ark carries itself. They were just there holding the poles, you can say, and walking with it. What's this lesson that we learn over here? Sometimes we go in life and we have life issues that look like they're 5 tons big. Some issues in life you feel, I'm never going to move it. I'm never going to get out of this business problem. I'm never going to get out of this personal problem. It's like moving a 5-ton rock. But here we learn. So what we learn from here is that Hashem says, walk over to that 5-ton issue. Do your hishtadlut. Try to lift it. I'll take care of the rest. I'll help you out along with it. It'll carry itself eventually. You have to just believe. You have to have emunah. You have to have belief that you can do it. And just by going there, making that effort, making that hishtadlut, Hashem takes the rest, takes over from the rest. One last point. It says, "Ve'ele toldot Aharon Moshe b'yom diber Hashem et Moshe b'Har Sinai." It says, these are the offsprings of Moshe and Aharon on the day that Hashem spoke to them in Har Sinai. And the following pasuk mentions all of Aharon's kids and 0 mention of Moshe's kids. So let's review. These are the offsprings of Moshe and Aharon. And then you give me the offsprings just of Aharon. What happened? What happened to Moshe's kids? How come they're not mentioned? So Rashi says over there, a person that teaches somebody else's kids is considered like he gave them birth. It's considered like he's their father. What does that mean? He says, yes, Aharon was their physical father. He's the one that gave them he was able to give them the body. But Moshe taught them Torah. And because he taught them Torah, he gave them their spiritual life. And their spiritual life is forever. The body dies after 120 years. The spirit continues. So because he taught them the Torah, he was considered like he was their father. Ve'elet toldot Aharon u'Moshe. Yeah. Aharon gave them their physical, Moshe gave them their spiritual. So anytime you have a chance to learn from someone, it's like he's your spiritual father. Anytime you have a chance to teach somebody, you become their spiritual father. That's why there's a big inyan in the Gemara. They say your father and your rabbi are drowning in the ocean. You can only save one. Who do you save? Think about it.
The younger one.
They say the one who gives you your spiritual life, because that's forever.
You go back to land and you save over.
Well, they know. You know what they say? They say that usually fathers are your spiritual fathers too. Why? Because they teach you brachot. They teach you how to put tefillin. They teach you how to pray, right? So your father actually becomes both, no matter what. There's practically no household in the world where there's a father that hasn't taught his son some sort of Judaism. So it's very interesting that actually says that a person that teaches another person Torah, he becomes his spiritual father, and this is what we learn from this pasuk. One last thing. Tonight is Rosh Chodesh Sivan. We keep talking about these special moments in time.
It's a new month.
It's a new month. We always love to talk about the new month and what's available. Tonight, there's a very special energy for praying for children. To have children, and if you already have children. It's called Tfilat Ashla HaKadosh. It's a very, very holy rabbi that put together a special prayer, and it comes around only one time a year. Tonight is the night to say it. Get your hands on that prayer. If you want, I can share it in the group. Say the prayer of the Shla Kadosh. Besides that, in exactly 6 days from now, is exactly the day that all the Jewish nation were by a mountain in the middle of the desert, Har Sinai, and that big event of Matan Torah happened. exactly 6 days from now. So if you feel a little far from religion, if you feel a little bit disconnected from Judaism, if you feel that you want to find out a little bit more about what it is to being a Jew, or if you're already on the good road and you want to get a little bit stronger, in 6 days from now, stop for a minute and connect to the spiritual energy that's available on that day. The energy that's available in 6 days is Matan Torah. Every year on that day, God gives Torah. He gives Torah. So stop on that moment and ask for your portion of it. Ask Hashem, either teach me from Aleph Bet, from the beginning, or if you're already on an advanced level, Hashem, give me more. Take me to the next level. Upgrade me to the next level of Torah. Be'ezrat Hashem, that you have a great rest of the week. A Shabbat Shalom and a Chag Sameach. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's a good book, the Sefer Bamidbar.